Hi YouTube friends. Right, I've come on today. We're going to have a look at my colouring book, the one I made. I made it in 2020. A lovely subscriber just recently commented that they didn't realise I had a colouring book, and I thought, no, you probably don't, because I don't really mention it or anything. So I thought, right, we're going to have a little flip through of it. And I also made some models that I did have the intention of going to Glastonbury Craft Market and selling along with my colouring books at one point, but then the ME kicked in and, well, there you go. That went on the back burner. So now I just have them as lovely display models. Okay, so jumping to it. My colouring book is, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to try not to go fuzz. Okay, so is Tortured Tales by Heidi Hornsby. As I said, I made this in 2020 when the whole world was in their own tortured tale, and that's what led me to it. Also, not to go quite on the dark side, but I've always found life difficult, and I have a dark sense of humour. So I thought, well, let's make some of these, because this is Disney fan art and fairy tale fan art, I suppose. Let's make their lives a little bit darker, like mine. So let's start a flip through. I have the folder of all my original drawings, and then obviously the actual colouring book. This is mine, that's where it says do not for resale, because when you do it for Amazon, you can get as many books as you want of your own one, because you made it. So that's why it says not for resale, obviously. I will obviously put the link to this colouring book, just buy it on Amazon if you do like it. So we've got Tortured Tales. We all live in our tortured tales, so let's grab our markers or pencils and have some fun, Heidi. And then copyright of myself. Colour test page. Then starting off we have Rapunzel. And you will see like key elements from the films, or the animations or stuff in it. So this one is based more on like the Tangled size, cause lanterns and the little chameleon and whatnot. And I also did my people like they were marionette puppets. So because in life you kind of feel like you're being, there's a puppeteer somewhere just guiding you through. Oh, and did the giant saucepan, because that amused me in that one. And then Little Mermaid. Again, you can see some of the key elements in there. I have, if I just flipped these ones, this might be shiny because they're in like Polly Pockets, but you see I've coloured this one in, so you can get an idea of the Rapunzel, what it looks like when it's coloured. And I think I've done, there's a Little Mermaid somewhere, yeah, at the back. Okay, so Little Mermaid, and they colour in quite nicely. The only one that said that it's got like it's got a lot of details is Mary Poppins when we get to her, and yeah, Mary Poppins and one of the others, but I'll point them out. But yeah, it's Amazon paper, so you know how that works. Now I've got Little Bo Peep, and she is in a tornado of her sheep, and I thought it'd be fun to do it in rainbow colours, because rainbows and tornadoes and sky all goes together, doesn't it? So yep, quite a nice, straightforward, easy one, but obviously you can do it however you want. There is a couple of flips of my book out there. A couple of lovely other colour YouTubers have bought my book and done flips, which was a lovely surprise when I came across them. And I was very excited. I was like, oh, I'm famous. So then we have Cinderella. And you see it's more on the dark side, so they look more zombie-like marionette type things. So you have a way. I mean, you can colour them very bright, like I did with the Bo Peep, or you can colour them very dark and or Halloweeny, or however you want. Yeah, so lots of elements in there. And we've got Goldilocks and the three bears. And the porridge all spilling out, and she's been caught by one of the bears. This is my favourite one. I really like Alice in Wonderland and how that's come out. I liked colouring in the big mushrooms. I think, I've got a picture of this one as well. Coloured in, so you can see what that looks like. So, obviously you can do it exactly how you want to do it, your colouring book. But just as an idea, I tend to do my girls grey because they're not having a good time. And of course we were not many of us were having a good time. I had to work all the way through 2020 COVID, so then I didn't enjoy my job, so it was a torture. There is that one, and then we've got Little Red Riding Hood, and she is being gobbled up by the wolf. And then I've put this plaid in the background. I think you could do something good with the plaid and the axe, and you've got the wolfy footprints, and just a lot of fun going on there. Then we've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And they're all majorly ugly, aren't they? ugly ones. And then this is Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells, which I did as the flowers, and cockle shells, and so on. Is that right? Yes, it was. For a moment I was questioning myself then. It's been a long time. So, what's going on? And then gardens with the sunflower. She's getting caught up there. And then I've done Jill from Jack and Jill. And it said you can get some really bright colours on these if you want. And then Beauty and the Beast. I've got a model of this one, which I shall show in just a bit. And Hansel and Gretel. This is all fan art, so. And Jasmine from Aladdin. Wizard of Oz. This got quite a bit of little detail here, but mainly the path. But you could just go with a yellow pen and just go all the way up there, and then just pick out some of the details. You don't have to go in with all the things, or you can get your fine liners out and, you know, then really pick up all the little details. And then we've got Peter Pan, and that's Wendy. She's hanging upside down from the hook. And then Princess and the Pea. She's got the pea in her hand. When one of the other colourists things, she said it would be really good if the pea was in the bed instead. Didn't think of that. Anyway, the pea is in her hand. You could draw a pea in the bed if you want. And then we've got Mary Poppins. And Little Miss Muffet. The reason I'm saying them out is I've noticed on a couple of the flips they don't quite know who everybody is, so I thought I'd just say who everybody is, and then you've got an idea, haven't you? In case you want to do them in true life colours, but it doesn't matter. This is Moana, and you could go really sparkly on this guy here. I can't remember him, but I remember he was really, really sparkly. Little pig. And then this last one, everybody gets really, really stuck on. This is me at the time. So this was my tortured tale at the time. So, you know, getting shopping because, you know, we were all out of toilet rolls, weren't we? Disinfecting everything, cooking as normal, cleaning, doing that, like the washing and the housework. 4 o'clock was when I had to go to work. Obviously doing colour by numbers, it's stuff I was doing as well. Talking on the phone, lockdown on the telly. I don't like grayscale, so grayscale was there, and expensive colouring books. I was like, no. Hair dye, having to dye my hair because ever since I gave birth to my son, and I was 26 then, my hair went grey overnight. Shock of it all. And I don't dye my hair anymore. I'm 46. I've given up that. That is just grey hair now with, you know, it looks quite nice. A lot of people say that it looks like I've had it done because it's like the grey streaks are quite even. Pizza, living on pizza and getting fat. And coffee, which is obviously spilling on to me and my little dog. So that was my tortured tale. I didn't go dark. There was a lot happening then. I could have gone very, very dark, and now I could go super dark. But we won't bring the channel down. And there we go, and I dedicated it to my mum. And that's just the back of the book. So Tortured Tales, collection of 20 original hand-drawn fan art pictures. Enjoy the twist on popular characters we all know and love. Now, my models, first of all, so I'll try to bring up the pages so you can get a gist. So yes, so based off of this page, so wait for it to come back round, Little Mermaid, I made this one. The base is books. They're all based on a book, an actual book. See, I got damaged like books from a charity shop that had like, you can see that's got like a big coffee stain on it, all sorts of rubbish on it, and like the pages were damaged and they were just going to be binned. So I've got a few books and thought that I'd use those as the base or as part of the scene, which you'll see in a minute. And this is my little tortured tale, Little Mermaid. Changed it a little bit from the picture, and so you can see I've got Ursula's legs coming in here, and she's tied to the rock here, and these are all the unfortunate souls. And I've made like fish skeletons and the net and rock ponds, and yeah, so I was quite happy with that. Then my next one, just finding the page so we can you never find a page when you want it, do you? Never ever. Who we got? Oh yeah, we do Alice in Wonderland. And I did her. So as you see at the top, I've done like the roses and the plants. And then she's in the book, and she is on a Cheshire Cat cup, like in the picture. Cheshire Cat. And then on the back, I have done stuff as well. So I've done some cards, eat me cookie, just like a picnic thing, more cards, the clock, chair. I was going to fill this up completely, but the evil Emmy kicked in, and I haven't quite got there. I've got some more of these leaves. All the stuff is made out of, what is it made out of? Brain fog. Air drying clay. That's the words. So yeah, she has some good bosoms on her, doesn't she? So yeah, all air drying clay, and then I've painted it and whatnot. And then my last model, let's just find the picture, bear with me. Oh, nothing like preparation, is Beauty and the Beast. I haven't done the Beast part of this, but I have done the Beauty, and she is squashed in a book. So there she is, trying to push her way out. And I made all the leaves and flowers and vines all the way around, both sides. I'm pretty impressed how she came out. She's not my favourite, like, how I've done her. I like the other two better. I like Alice the best, actually. But I was really impressed with my leaves and stuff, because they all took, you know, it's not just you make like the leaf, and then you've got to paint it a few times to get the colours you want, and then like detail it and stuff. So everything is very detailed here. But yeah, this is just in a old book that had seen better days. So yeah, there is all of my models and my colouring book. As I said, I will link it below if you are interested. Great one for Halloween. And if you've liked this, please like, feel free to subscribe or comment, and there we go. Take care everyone, bye.